Happy Saturday and welcome to the weekend. This is Father Mark Toops over at Christ the Redeemer Catholic Church in Thibodaux, Louisiana. And as we have wrapped up another week in our podcast series, Choose to Live, this week we were talking about how we can pray with a Bible passage. And no better Bible passage for us to pray with than the ones that we're going to see at Mass this weekend. And I particularly want to draw your attention to the first reading, which is going to come to us from the Old Testament. Our first reading is going to come from the first book of Samuel in the Old Testament, where we're going to see this beautiful story kind of unfold as David exercises restraint. And he doesn't do the very thing that he is tempted to do. He restrains himself from acting on his emotions and actively, impulsively against what is perceived to be his enemy, Saul. This series that we are preaching on Sunday is all about being a disciple. This is our third week in this series, and this week we're going to talk about how disciples actually learn how to say no. If we're learning from Jesus, if a disciple is one who learns from the Master, then one of the things that we're going to have to face at some point in our life is our ability to say no to the things that we used to say yes to, so that we're actually in the know, saying yes to Jesus, to saying yes to relationship and yes to life. And boy, I think saying no, learning how to say no is not one of those things that either comes easy or that we talk about enough. And that's where we're going this weekend. And I'll share that with you because, if we're going to grow in our relationship with God, then we need to have some honest conversation about where we are in our relationship with God and what pulls us away. And if you are looking to grow in your relationship with God, and you've been in fits and starts, and you don't have a church home, then I just want to invite you to join us at Christ the Redeemer this Sunday. But more importantly, if you know someone who's struggling in their relationship with God, and it's not because of a lack of a desire, it's just because sometimes they kind of get in their own way, then this would be a great Sunday for you to reach out to them and ask them to join us. It's going to be a great conversation. It's going to be a great Sunday, and it's going to be a Sunday where we want you and perhaps someone that you know to join us. Come on back tomorrow as we look at a new week, as we introduce the theme of hope, of how we can be a people of hope and how we can choose to live with hope. Whether we see you at Mass this weekend or whether we join you back in conversation tomorrow in the podcast. Enjoy the weekend, and God bless you.